Okay guys, the next video I'm making for you is about contour line drawing. And so this video is going to last around 8 minutes. I want to start to explain some contour line oh objectives, what the exercise is about is what I want to say. So like the contour, when we think of contour, it's not just the outside of the form that we're drawing. See all the wrinkles in my hand and the tendons popping up? You draw those. You go where you want in this drawing. So if I'm in here doing something like that, I see the crease there, I could draw that. Some of the smaller creases in there, I can draw that, those in there. But I'm trying to get my hand and eye to work together so that wherever my hand is, my pencil point is. Wherever my pencil point is, my eye is. Right? It's the hand-eye coordination. So the pencil point is an extension of my hand, and I want my eye and hand to work together. In these drawings, I really like to have my students talk to themselves as they work through the drawing. I want you guys to be guiding this process consciously. I want you to say where you're starting, where you're going, how far along that journey you are. As if I'm following this seam up in here, I'm starting here, I'm talking to myself going, I'm about a quarter of the way, half of the way, 3/4 of the way. I'm there. Now I go down and I feel like, oh, short line, and then back again and I go. Your line can go anywhere it wants to in here. Well, you have free choice in here. So you want to move around in here. I'm going to draw the gray thing, carving again. And I got this timer set up. The drawings themselves want to be around, 5 minutes or so, right? So as I settle down to do this drawing, I'm looking at the gray thing. I'm actually thinking about swapping these out because this one, I think, is a little bit more exciting in a certain way. So let's see what that looks like in there. How about in there? Yeah. So I'm going to be following the form here, right? Inside of this thing, around in here. Edges of shadows, you can follow those. You can get into a chisel mark or sandpaper marks, right? So now I'm going to start down in, hold on. I'm going to start down in this area in here and work out and up probably, okay? So it's one continuous line. And you want to find your proper pacing for this. You don't want to go fast. It's not gesture drawing. And you don't want to go too slow. So if my pencil point is sitting, I'm going to make a mark right there, right here. That's where I'm going to start, right on that point there. Right? And I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm looking at a path where to go. And I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to follow that form up to the right a little bit. And it dips down. I notice it dips down a little bit, and then it scoots up a little bit. And then it comes in an arch like this, down there. Now, it levels out some, and then now I'm shooting along the bottom of that thing, and I'm trying to think about the angle I'm seeing at and how far I'm going. And I feel like right there it starts to want to curve up, right? So it starts to curve up. I'm going slow. It's in an angle. It doesn't go directly horizontal, vertical. It's at an angle. Now I can start to see that triangular form in there. Right? And if I'm going to go shooting back to the point where I started, I'm going to come up to where I feel like it wants to and then come back across there, and I'm aiming for my point, right? And I go like, okay, I hit the point down in there, right? Or did I mess up? No, I'm looking good. So I'm back at the point, right? Oh, I did mess up because I wanted to end up down in here. That's where I wanted to end up. So I'm in here and I'm going to come back down in here, right? So that's where I really should have ended up, right? And now I can look at that shape and see that shape up in there. But if I mess up like that, then why not just keep going, right? And go, but you can do that. So if I go mess up in here, but I want to get back to where I was, then let's go with that. Over here, this line over in here wants to be actually, too much going on. And why doesn't my phone stay on? We're down to 3 minutes. All right, this line up in here goes here. This guy wants to go there. Yep. There's the line in here. And it's kind of parallel to that line we just made, right? And it goes up to there. And then it shoots across over in here. Like this, it's slightly down angle. There. So now I'm following along this edge right in here. Right there. And I'm going to hit there and then find my way back there. All right, so I'm following along that edge. I'm going as far as I think. I start to make connections like where does this start to turn down in relationship to down in there? I see those connections, right? And I go there, and then I know it does this dip thing in here, right? Where it goes down into there, and then there it comes down into there. Now what I notice here is that I made this way too wide here and up in here, but I felt good in here, but maybe it went over too far from there to there. It looks kind of good though, right? So I might have also made this thing too flat, and it might want it to be just a hair steeper, which matters. So if it comes down to there, and then in here, and it feels like it's in there, that feels better. So I'll go back in there, right? And ideally, while I'm erasing, I'm rusty at this, as you guys can tell. And when you do this in real life, when we do it, let's try not to erase, all right? Let's just go where we go. And maybe you choose a simpler object to start with, unlike your professor who wants to start with hard objects. Anyway, so if it's one continuous line, that's where I end up down in there, right? So I go, okay, there. Then I can start working the other way. It goes over in here, comes down, and drops down like that. And then it shoots up like this at an angle. And I'm along the bottom edge. I don't know if you can see it. And then I'm up in here shooting up, right? So it's something like that, but let's work over in here since I know you can see that, and you might not be able to see that side in there. All right, so we're here. Let's go back up in here. Here, whoops. I know it goes up in here like this from this point to here. And then, guys, can you see that shadow in there? How it parallels this right up in here, and then there's an edge here, a soft edge, and you can go back and forth like that. And then this guy comes down along like this in here, and it goes past, and it drops back into there to there, and then this guy comes down in here like this and in there to hit that there. It also does this. It goes around in here up to there, up like there, and you can go back and forth a little bit on this line. And our time's up!